This episode is brought to you by AFS Automated Financial Services, your partner for fast, reliable, and affordable payment processing. Whether you're taking payments at the counter, on the go, online, or through a full POS system, AFS makes it easy to get paid anywhere, anytime. They handle credit, debit, EBT, gift, and loyalty cards across every industry and touchless options available for all in-person transactions. Entrepreneurs and ISOs can even earn monthly residuals through AFS partnership opportunities. The tools are yours. The income is yours. You'll get approvals in under an hour. 24-hour equipment deployment or reprogramming. Low, simple rates, matched or beaten, or they pay you, and 24/7 live customer service. You get the technology, rates, and support your business deserves. For a free cost analysis or rate quote, call 1-877-738-5010 or visit automatedfinancialservice.com. AFS, smart technology, real service, better business. Hey everybody, welcome. Dirty Thursday brought to you by River Cities Speedway is back, and we've got a couple of legends on today. Tommy Corcoran, Kevin Jopp, both in the studio. I can't wait. Your show today brought to you by JD Construction. When you finally come to the conclusion that you just can't get your heavy construction done on your own, call JD Construction to get the job done right. JD Construction has the right equipment for the right job, big or small. Excavating, demolition, spring cleanup. Farmers, get all your ditch work or tree lines cleaned up before planting season. JD Construction also does concrete work and concrete removal. From small excavating jobs to big jobs needing a laser system or a dozer or a payloader with a grapple. And they have the trucks to haul material to or from the job site. JD Construction can do the job the right way. Contact them today by calling 701-740-4220. There's still some spring openings left or schedule work for fall too. JD Construction, getting the job done the right way. Call 701-740-4220. All right, we are back, everybody. And again, welcome to Dirty Thursday, brought to you by River Cities Speedway. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to call or text, all right? Our number is 701-213-0863, 701-213-0863. Corey Litton, I think, was he the first one? Steven, is that what it looks like to you?
Yep.
All right, Corey, good morning. Eric Larson, good morning. Kevin Pappenfuss, good morning. Should be a great show today. Yes, it will be a great show today. I'm really fired up. Let's do it. It's our daily segment called Jokes My Neighbor Tells Me. Jokes My Neighbor Tells Me. Here we go. You know, nothing starts my day off quite like when I give inspirational messages. You know, that's kind of what I do to my friends. So here we go. This is my inspirational message for the day. May your day go fast. May your socks match and your underwear not right up your ass. How's that for an inspirational message? What is do one of these? There we go. What else we got here? Oh, we got, I want to talk a little bit about Jory Berg. We're going to talk about this, Vanilla Cycles, raising money for a passion we love, supporting dirt car racing in the next generation. Grassroots racing is where it all begins, and Boxcar brand exists to protect, grow, and give back to that foundation. You know, born from the vision of Jory Berg and passionate members of the North Dakota dirt racing community, Boxcar brand was created with one goal, and that's to support the next generation of racers, not just by cheering, but by showing up in real, tangible ways. You know, Boxcar brand puts kids first. They buy bikes for kids, night giveaways. They sponsor and support youth go-kart racers. They cover entry fees so kids can race when it matters most. They donate to local kart tracks. They supply candy for candy tosses and step up to support racers and families when injuries happen. You know, every dollar raised gets right back into the grassroots racing, fueling opportunities, creating memories, and keeping the sport we love alive at the local level. You know, they all love racing. We love community, and teaming up with Jory and Boxcar brand was a no-brainer. This is what racing's supposed to look like. Donate today to help raise money for grassroots racing. You might even win a killer vanilla chopper while you're at it. All entries will be mailed or given a card with a dedicated number for their entry. They'll draw the number live on June 29th at 6 p.m. You can buy your tickets at vanilla-cycles.com. And we're actually going to have all of those guys on the show next week to talk about all of this and Jory's upcoming season. And one more note, a sad note, our good friend Jerry Beeps Robinson passed away on May 11th. As many know, Jerry had a kidney transplant a few weeks ago, and they think complications due to underlying health issues. He had a heart attack and he passed away. Jerry ran the concessions at River Cities Speedway for a long time, was a great guy. Spent some time with him last summer. Just talked to him a couple of weeks ago. There'll be a funeral in Crookston. They'll try to keep you updated on that. Rest in peace, Beeps. You definitely will be missed for sure. All right. What are we going to do here? Let's do, Dale, you want to go first or you want me to do my thing first?
Yeah, it might be super quick here. So, yeah, now, glad to have Forks Karting Association be a part of sponsoring Dirty Thursday here for the upcoming track schedules and do a little FKA update each week throughout the race season. So the latest FKA news is this weekend they will have their open practice session at 1 o'clock at Forks Karting Speedway. And then this Wednesday, first race of the season, will be a non-points race, but back to Wednesday night racing all season long, kicking off at 7 p.m. You got to make sure to check out Forks Karting Speedway. You can't miss it. It's located on the Grand Forks County Fairgrounds, located just adjacent from River Cities Speedway. Just pretty much look to the right when you pass the big arches there. You can't miss it. It's a great night of racing. $5 all night long for adults, $1 for kids, and kids 5 and under are free. Forks Karting Speedway.
All right, thank you very much. Before we get into the tracks, good morning. Should be a great show today, Kevin. Yeah, Danielle Bufflin, very inspirational. Thank you, Danielle. Let's see, it shows there where you can register to win that bike. Glad you finally got these two on the show. They were the two that you watched duke it out week after week. Two legends of area racing. Absolutely. Renee Jopp's watching, too, by the way. All right, here we go. Dirty Thursday track schedule brought to you by Forks Karting Association. Like Dale said, watch the karts race Wednesday nights at Forks Karting Speedway at the Grand Forks Fairgrounds. You can find out more by going to forkskartingassociation.com. Norman County Speedway opening up their schedule. Did they race last week?
They run tomorrow night.
Okay, they run tomorrow night. Nightly classes plus the IMCA mods and Race Saver sprints. Let's see, River Cities Speedway. We're going to be going tomorrow night. NOSA sprint cars, late models, Midwest mods, street stocks, and wingless sprints. What do we have here? Devil's Lake, Western Renegades on Saturday, non-wing sprints. Wissota Midwest mods, street stocks, and the DLS pure stocks. And then Buffalo River going to wrap up the weekend on Sunday. And that'll be the late models, hobby stocks, legends, modified, short trackers, and sport mods. And there we go again. Your track schedules brought to you by Forks Karting Association.
And that is Gen X late models at Blendon.
Oh, that's right. Gen X.
Yep.
All right. Man, I've been waiting for this for a long time. How about you?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. First off, I'm going to say hi to Tommy Corcoran, but on here, you're a veteran. How are you doing, man?
Doing well.
I mean, a veteran of the show.
Yep, doing well.
And a lot of things.
Well. Yep. Yeah.
You're wearing the hat. I got to make a comment because, usually we talk a little bit of hockey here. And, I've been laughing at this guy all frickin' season long, and now he's wearing a hat. They're still playing. And did you watch the game last night?
I did.
A typical, and I hate to say it, and you're in the same boat as I am. It's a typical Minnesota story.
They fell apart.
They did.
They look good. They came out gangbusters.
Yep.
Heck of a good season for them, but it should have gone further.
And you know what? Like what's his name said, the defenseman. He said, you know what? If you're going to lose to a team, at least they lost to the best team. And
I
they
agree.
did. Colorado's awfully strong this year, but yeah, it sucks. Once they tied it up, I knew it was done. Yep. I just knew it was going to be done. I was with Bruce Nelson last night, and we were listening on the radio, and he's giving me updates because we were catfishing. But he's like, nope, 3-1. And I'm like, oh, cool. We'll be there. It's going to be great. And, yeah, by the time I got home, it sucked.
You didn't push him out of the boat?
No, he was up on shore. Yeah. Him and I come up with really good names for each other, though. That's what I like about Bruce. I probably couldn't say the names.
I was about to say probably not ones we can use here, but
Kevin Jopp, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Oh, didn't want to do that. Didn't want to do that either. I hit them all.
I was like, what?
How are you?
I'm fine.
The idea came up. I remember watching you race a long time ago. I think you were done when I started at River Cities Speedway. Probably were, but people have wanted you on this show. They brought it up to me, and it came up again a couple of weeks ago, and I thought, no, boy, we have got to get him on. But how are you?
I've been fine.
Now, you aren't around. I'm like, where you at now, Steven? Nope. There? Nope. You're kind of, where are you now? Because you're not the easiest guy to find anymore.
Well, it depends on where I hang my hat.
Yeah, okay.
So between St. Louis and Fargo,
And why St. Louis?
my daughter's down there.
Okay, so you got grandkids and all that stuff down there too.
Yep.
So what do you do now with your spare time?
Seems like I go to doctor all the time.
Yeah?
That's what happens when you get old.
Oh, I know. I being there too. Do you ever hang around the racetracks anymore?
I haven't been back there in 20-some years.
Is that right? Do you miss it or not?
We won't go there.
Is that why?
Yeah.
Because I know you've said the same thing.
Absolutely.
You know, and I have this conversation with you. It's like, but, you know, people like you too, not just the car. You know, there's a driver in that car too. But I get it. I mean, when I quit playing ball, I couldn't go back and watch. I just stayed the hell away from it. Kevin Jopp was my fave as a kid growing up. Loved watching him and Donnie Mac battle. It's from Jeremy Ekman. Yeah, good stuff. So how long has it been since you've been in a race car?
26 years.
20. Has it been that long already? Yeah, I didn't start quite that long ago. And how many years had you been racing 26 years ago? Well, how many years did you guys race against each other?
About 10, I believe. Yeah.
10,
Yep.
And that was, okay, so were you late model, then you went into sprint cars? Or how did your whole racing career start? Let's go from the beginning. When did you start with what kind of car and what got you all the way up to the sprint cars?
Well, I don't know if I should say this on air, but
You can say whatever you want.
all right, I was the town drunk.
Okay?
And it didn't look good for my dad's business.
Oh, okay.
So he came to the bar one day and said, "So you want to race, huh?" I said, "Yes, I do." He said, "Okay, we'll get you a car, but you're done drinking." I said, "All right." I put the beer down. We walked out of the bar, and I started racing.
Was that the last time you had a drink?
No, well,
You just weren't the town drunk anymore.
that's right. I didn't compete in that. So
You know, this is a story I've heard before. It's like, well, the kid's getting in trouble, you know, and so I got him a car, got him a race car. It's like, damn, why couldn't I have gotten in that much trouble where I had somebody wanting to buy me a car? It never worked that way. It said Sonny Mac, dang phone. That's what he was talking about. You battling it out with Sonny Mac. Tim Schwantz wants to know, how was Tommy's return to hockey? You'd lace up the skates, buddy?
Yeah, I played most of the winter. We had a
okay.
noon league on Fridays over at Civic Center.
Oh, I
So,
didn't know that.
Yeah, so first time I'd laced them up and skated with a hockey stick in my hands for 18 years.
How'd he feel?
Well, I wouldn't call it hockey anymore.
Yeah.
So, and the legs aren't what they were.
No, I know,
So-
I know. But did it take you a little while to get back into it, or it's, you know, it's been a long time since I've skated too. But I know it was a few years before, and it didn't take that long to get back into it. But
Well, you know, I enjoy it. It's a good group of guys that we skate with over there, and it's nothing serious. So I mean, nobody's getting beat up, and nobody's taking a shot to the teeth or anything like that.
are you the how do you rate age wise in that group? Are you about middle of the pack, or?
I'm probably towards the older end, but there are guys older than I am out there.
Well, there is.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I believe we've got a 76-year-old playing.
Oh wow.
So
Holy smokes. I'm not going to be that old. I cut you off before we could finish.
Oh, that's fine.
When you got your first race car. What was the first car? And then how did your history go after that?
first race car we put together, well, we had a street car first, but then we got serious. When my dad finally said he'd help out, we went up to Danny Roy up in Langdon, and bought one of his old late models, cut the top off it, went to Minneapolis, bought a roll cage, put that into it. We had motor from our street car was a L88 big block Chevy. Did some work to that. Ben Adams done that. And then we kind of just pieced the car together, believe it or not.
Mm-hmm.
And we went out. They said it would never work, and it actually worked really well.
And what class would have that been considered back then?
Back then, that was a late model.
Okay, that was a late model. And did you race that for how many years until you went into a sprint car, or?
No, I don't know how many years I had that car. Gradually progressed. We bought a new Howe car when they were new. I don't know what year. Bought that custom car.
That'd have been 84, 85.
85. Tom, believe it or not, drove my car.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if people knew that or not, but he took the car down to
Went to Otana.
Otana.
Yeah, for the Gopher 50.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he done really well with it. So there's no one else I'd rather have in my car than.
And how did that all work? You could make it, and you just said, Tommy, you want to run my car down there, or how did that work?
Yeah, I couldn't get off work, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And you could.
Yeah, his brother Roger and your dad and I went down.
Oh, wow.
So-
How do you do?
You know, it's a kind of a funny story. I got out of the car kind of apologizing because I didn't think I did very well. And his brother Roger said, "What do you mean didn't do very well?" He said, "You finished fifth."
Oh, wow. You didn't think you were top 5?
No.
Oh, wow. Well,
It's a great, big, huge racetrack, and you can get lost in that deal very quickly.
wow. Wow. And so you run the late model for how many years were you in that class?
10 years.
And then what made you decide to get into a sprint car? Did you go right to the 410s, or did you go to the limited sprints first, or?
Well, you call them 410 back then. I actually won more races with a small motor than I did a 410.
You did.
Yeah.
Now, when you call a small motor, you talking a 360 or a
377.
37? Okay, yeah, sure, yeah.
Anything smaller.
I think
than
that's what we
410.
had in an A-mod back in the day, was a 377, if that makes any sense.
It was a pretty popular motor back in the day.
Sure was.
377.
They were reliable. They were
Yeah.
cheap. Yeah.
So how big of a difference was it going from late model to sprint cars for you? Was it a big learning curve or not too bad?
For me, my driving style, not hardly at all.
Okay.
I always tossed my late model into the corner, and I did the same thing with the sprint car. Fell right into it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why Tommy did better at the race he drove my car at, because he was a driver that drove straight.
Yeah.
Where I
Yep.
probably done worse.
Wasn't sliding it sideways so much.
That's right. Yeah.
And that makes, I mean, that's your momentum right there. Now, you started, because we're going to be looking at some pictures here, but now I want to, the history of you, Tom. How did you start? When did you start? And how did it progress into what you're doing now?
Well, I turned my first laps in 1970. Then built.
By the way, I was 5. Okay.
Built a couple of street stock cars and bought what was at the time a semi-late, and it was certainly not top of the line stuff by any stretch. And then in '74, we went and bought a good race car, and that's kind of where things took off from there.
And when you say a good race car in '74, where did you have to go, or who had it? Was it local, or did you have to make a road trip?
No, we drove down. I had an uncle at the time that lived in Iowa, right around the Cedar Rapids area.
Okay.
And that Iowa area at that time was a pretty big hotbed of racing. And I bought a car from a guy named Kenny Walton, who went on to win the World 100.
Oh, okay. Okay. And that's how you really got it rolling
Yeah,
then.
yeah, that's kind of where things really began.
Okay. Somebody wants to know, valid question. Why does it hurt so much to lace them up now?
Age, surgeries.
Yeah. Where do you want me to start?
Yeah,
It
exactly.
starts at the damn laces, right?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Your heydays, both of you guys, won a lot of races. We've got some stats we'll talk about, but how long did it take you to win your first race? Did it come quick, or did it take a little while?
In the street class, took me almost till the end of the year.
Okay. Still not bad.
It was there was only 1 year in all my 20 years that I never won a race.
Is that right?
Yeah. And I had a brand new car and didn't figure it out till the end that they'd built it crooked.
Oh, yeah. And you know, that's funny because we've heard it a million times, this story. Yeah, I bought a brand new car, and they work and they try to figure it out all freaking year long, and all of a sudden they win a race, and it's like, wow, what happened? You figured it out? I got my old car back out, and that's how I won. I mean, you got similar stories.
Oh yeah, that happens a lot.
It does, doesn't it? And it's like you're not going to go take it for a test drive. Can you? When you go buy a new race car, it's like, well, I want to go test drive it for 20 laps. It doesn't work that way.
Well, you know, back in the day, there was never test and tunes like there is these days.
Sure,
I
sure.
mean, you
learned
test-
on the fly.
Yeah, first night out, you tested.
Wow, man. What's the farthest you ever had to go to get a race car?
Oh, I think the furthest that I actually went and drove to get it would have been to the Quad Cities in
Oh, sure.
Illinois.
Sure.
Outside of that, I had cars shipped in from West Virginia, Ohio.
Okay.
So,
Hello to two of the best to ever strap in at Grand Forks in my lifetime. Do we have grudge match footage today? We do not. We looked for it. I might have a picture or two. That's from Dave Rosendahl. Sandy Loeffler is watching. Sandy, there you go. Now, how did you get into were you a race fan before this whole being drunk of the town incident? Or is this just something that popped up into your head that it was something new to try?
I used to come and watch Tom race and Nick Ludowies, all the guys back in the day. And I'm going, I want to do that one day.
Yep. And and back then, well, what they had tracks in Hallock and Warren and Grand Forks and all over the place.
Exactly.
So you got to go wherever you wanted to watch these races.
Yep.
And was there anybody that you tried to mimic or copy their driving style? Was there anybody you really looked up to and said, I want to be like that guy?
Yeah, Tommy.
Really? Wow.
He's my idol. People might think we fought, but no. It was,
And when I first, because like I said, I didn't know Kevin. And people are like, you need to get those two guys on the show. They used to have grudge matches and the whole bit. And I'm like, okay, fine. And then I started thinking, well, wait a minute. Kevin was a sprint car guy, and Tommy was a late model guy. And then I started doing some more research into it. Did someone take your place as town drunk? Somebody wants to know that.
absolutely.
Okay.
There was a line of us.
probably took more than one, right?
Yep.
Oh, that is funny. When we look at your Hall of Fame, 2012 for you, 2013, I believe, for you, did you think something like that was coming? How did you feel when all of a sudden you got the call and said, hey, we want to put you in the Hall of Fame?
I didn't think I deserved it.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, don't most guys think that?
I don't know. I don't know. I wasn't as good as I thought I once was, type of thing.
Yeah.
My brother made me look good.
Yeah,
Roger.
well, a lot of it has to do with not just what you're doing on the racetrack either. Right. It's about the kind of guy you are and how you are and how you treat people and all that stuff. And see, I never heard anything. So were you one of those guys that was, did people like to pit next to you? Or not?
I don't think it really mattered. I got along with everybody.
Yeah, yeah. So there were none of this after the races, get out of my way or I'm going to knock your face in.
Very simple.
Yeah, yeah. And it does make a big difference, doesn't it, now? Because of the public eye, social media.
Oh, yeah.
All of this stuff. You say one wrong thing or get caught on somebody's camera saying one wrong thing, and it can be drawn out into a whole completely different deal. It might be completely different than what you were talking about, but they can make it look like it wasn't.
Oh, yeah. It can be taken out of context really quick.
Right. And so that's what I'm getting at when I talk about how when you're in the pits after the races and how you treat people and how people treat you, that goes a long way with how they like you and root for you when you're out there racing, too.
Oh, it sure does.
Yeah. You got anything?
Well, Travis commenting in here. Well, Tommy was a sprint car guy for a short stint, and I figure we'd get to that eventually, but we might as well get into it now. You guys shared a car for 1 year, kind of in a roundabout way.
I spent, half a dozen nights in that car?
I honestly don't know, Tom. I was out of the picture.
Yeah, I think it was half a dozen nights. So I give you my favorite story about that.
All right, I want to hear
I don't
this.
think you've ever heard this story. Kevin was out of the sprint car for a while, and his brother Roger called and asked if I'd want to drive. At the time, I'd taken most of a season off.
Okay.
So I said, sure, I'll try it, So first night out, I think I spun it out 3 times. And I think by the last night, I finished up in the top 5.
Okay.
And the next week, Kevin came back in the car, and he absolutely devastated the field, and I put my tail between my legs and went back to my end of the pits. So
That's worth a round of applause. Was it a big difference, big change for you from the late model to the sprint car? And
for the first couple nights, it was.
Yep.
After that, I mean, the speed is relative. I mean, it's, it's just a case of getting used to it a little bit.
Sure.
So,
size difference? Do you feel any claustrophobia or anything when you're in a sprint car compared to a late model?
No.
Okay.
If anything, I would feel like it just in the cars that I've sat in, I feel like more claustrophobic when I'm in a body car than in a sprint car.
These days, there's probably more room in that sprint car than there is in a late model.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
I mean, you're down in everything right now.
Man, I never even thought about it that way. You guys have won a ton of races. Do you have any track championships? I thought I had it written down here.
I can if you want to fill for me for a bit.
Yeah, let's see. All right, I'm going to ask you this. All your years of racing, did you have any horrible wrecks, worst night on the track you could ever imagine, or were you fairly lucky?
No, there was one that I don't remember hitting a wall or nothing, but I think it was 92, somewhere in there. I hit the wall coming out of 4, a ton.
In Grand Forks?
Yes.
Oh, boy, and I've seen that. Was that in a sprint car or a late model?
Sprint car.
And what happened? Did you brake or just You don't know?
Oh, yeah. Guy come out of the infield, believe it or not.
Oh, jeez.
Came straight out and put me in a wall.
Man, and knocked you out cold?
It split my helmet open.
Oh,
my
boy.
Head hit the wall. Yeah, it was not a pretty scene.
So, car destroyed.
Yep.
Did you spend any time in the hospital? Did you have to take an ambulance ride, or were you okay? Or is this the Kevin Jopp we see now because of that?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. Now, did you ever have anybody, like family or anything, that was saying, okay, that's enough?
No.
I don't want you doing this anymore.
No, it wouldn't matter if they knew that.
Yeah, that's just what you're going to get.
Right. It's not any different now. If someone gave me a car or whatever, I'd rather die in a car than I would sitting in a rocking chair.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Why Tom keeps racing, I think.
You think, I know you think the same way.
Oh, it's fear of the unknown.
And I've told this story a million times with you and me about pretty much every winter. I'll ask you when I see you, hey, you going to run again? And you say, well, I don't know. I don't know. And I really thought you were, after last year, I really thought, and it bummed me out so bad, I thought maybe this is going to be it. And then when I talked to you that last time, you're like, well, I'm just going to sell everything and then and quit. And then I bought a new car.
Well, it was really close this time around.
Yeah.
I really didn't make a decision until, the latter part of March.
Mm-hmm.
And the car didn't come back here till I think it was the first week of April. And so it's been just nonstop since.
The one thing with you though, Tom, with your time behind the wheel, is you don't, if it's the track's not to your liking, if something's not to you don't go out there and force yourself anymore.
Not anymore.
You are like, you know what, this isn't for me tonight. I'm going to step back and I'm going to bring my car home in one piece. Do you think that has a lot to do with the reason why you're still going? Because there's not a lot of people like you anymore, and they might take the chance, and next thing you know, they're working on their damn car all week.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I really enjoy working on the car.
You do?
I don't like fixing it.
Okay, so tell the people that don't know the difference. What's the difference between working on a car and fixing it?
Well, I mean, you're gonna get into a crash now and then anyway.
Yep.
But it shouldn't be every week.
Right.
It shouldn't
Just
be
the maintenance.
a constant deal. Yeah.
Sure.
So just the maintenance and trying to make the car go faster is still enjoyable.
Okay. Is fuel prices, tire prices, all that stuff, how is that for racing right now? Is it going to affect us this year?
Oh, I think it's going to affect a lot of things.
Yeah.
I think especially just highway fuel and that kind of thing. Whether you're gasoline or diesel.
Yeah.
It's going to have a huge impact if it doesn't change quickly.
Right. And people are like, oh, it's just racing, but you still got to get there.
Yep.
You still got to haul all that shit there.
That was one thing I was thinking about the other day. Has it affected race fuel at all?
I haven't seen it yet. But that doesn't mean it hasn't happened. I just haven't picked up a barrel of fuel yet.
Yeah. Now, is race fuel cheaper than unleaded?
Oh, yeah.
It is, isn't it? A little bit.
Yeah, I think last season for a 50-gallon drum, we were paying $180. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Now, do you guys get taxed on that like we get taxed on regular fuel? Because
you
it's
pay
like
tax on the fuel. Yeah.
Okay, because I know in North Dakota now it's like almost 28 cents or 26 cents a gallon just going for taxes. So if you're going to buy, I think we did the math yesterday, if you're going to buy 20 gallons worth of fuel, you're probably paying $9 at least just in tax. And I know Trump is trying to drop the federal gas tax for a while anyway, which would help. But then again, you're just going to have gas stations that will say, well, I'll show you, and then they're going to just raise their price again.
Sure, it's just profit.
You can do all you want, but it's up to whoever's controlling the gas in the area. They're the ones that put the price on it. So what we're going to do, we're going to take a break. We got a bunch of pictures we're going to show. Tom Cochran. I'm thinking of
Life is a highway.
Red Rider, Lunatic Fringe, Tommy Corcoran, Kevin Jopp, along with Stephen Lewis, Dale the producer, and myself. Dirty Thursday brought to you by River Cities Speedway. We'll be right back after this. Life doesn't ever seem to slow down. Everything needs to be done right now. Well, when it comes time for an oil change, stop into Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Most changes are done in about 15 minutes. Valvoline Instant Oil Change does more, too. Tranny and coolant flushes, tire rotations, and batteries. And included in your oil change, they're going to top off your fluids. Check your tires, battery, lights, wipers, and cabin air filter, too. And you get discounts for fleets and the military. You know, they can text and email invoices and coupons and mention Grand Forks Best Source and get $10 off your oil change. Valvoline Instant Oil Change. They're open Monday through Saturday with no appointment needed. Pickup and delivery is also available if you live in Grand Forks. And Valvoline Instant Oil Change is now hiring. If you'd like to join their team as an assistant manager, customer service rep, or lube tech, stop in to find out more. Valvoline Instant Oil Change for a complete oil change and more. They're at 3325 South 38th Street or call them 701-780-8462 and make sure you tell them Grand Forks Best Source sent you. All right, Dirty Thursday brought to you by River Cities Speedway. Tom Corcoran, Kevin Jopp in the studio. Man, I've been dreaming about this show for a long time. Dave says T1 was pretty good with the wing. Perry Dobmeyer's watching. Heather says gas and diesel is cheaper in Devil's Lake and Lakota than it is in Grand Forks. Gas is almost always cheaper in Grand Forks. It wasn't on Tuesday. Well, that's weird because I know in Thief River, I think it comes from Grand Forks. It's usually cheaper in Thief River, which makes no sense because it's got to come from here. But let's see, Ryan says, Ryan Flayton, and thank you for the picks, Ryan. We're going to give you more cred here. Kevin's humbleness on being inducted into the Hall of Fame is the icing on the cake. His stats prove he was one of the best. It's not fun to see guys get in that expect it. Congrats to both of these guys on amazing careers and entertaining us for all those years, and I'm going to give you a round of applause for that. Terry 110 was running like 12 and a quarter per gallon last I bought it. Holy smokes, that's race fuel. Dave says Ryan Flayton got the pick of Jopp and Todd Mack going into orbit at a fair race. Hard collision going into turn 2.
I'll send it to Dale.
Okay. Nick Curtis says, good morning, all. Nick, you finally woke up. Oh, that's right. He's got a different job now. One more. There was one year Kevin hopped in Tom Brazier's late model at the Warren Fair and spanked him that day. Do you remember that day?
No, I'm sorry, I don't.
Yeah. See, I blame a lot of that on the 80s myself. It's like, sorry, I don't remember that day. Dale, you can let me know whenever you're ready. I don't know if he's sending you something or if you want me to keep talking for a little bit here, but...
I can add it in progress here.
Okay. Okay, here we go. We're going to take a look at some pictures here. We'll be able to see them on that. Wow, look at that. Where in the world is that?
That is on the coming off turn 2 in Jamestown.
Wow.
Is it that or is it Hellock?
No, that's Jamestown.
Jamestown.
That's my Uncle Larry and I. That's the night I won my first late model feature.
Unreal.
Oh, boy.
Awesome.
Man, that's a great pick.
That was in Mike found some archives a couple years ago, so colorized it. And
Yeah, I didn't even know it existed.
Unreal.
Man, that is neat. You know you're old when they got to colorize it. Look at that. Now, that had to have been a borrowed wing.
Yep, it was indeed.
And you actually won a few races with that number 1 duct taped on there, didn't you?
Yep.
Yeah.
well, that always speaks to the generosity of Wayne Anderson. He gave out about 3 of those one night, so we had 9, 91, 922, and 945, and Darlene Anderson loved that.
Yep.
So,
That's good stuff.
I think this was the night, actually.
yes, yep.
Oh, that is funny stuff. Oh, this is one of my favorite pictures of you.
Oh, that is my Uncle Larry, and that is my dad when he was flagging.
Oh, that's right. It's your uncle. And was that just like a topless night? Is that what they call that, like they have now? Or
No, that car came out of Iowa in 1973, and it was a convertible when he bought it.
no kidding.
Yep.
Never seen a convertible that regularly races like that.
Yeah,
Todd says Tommy Corcoran's a great storyteller, has experienced a great deal of history. Yes, indeed. Now look at this. What the heck?
That had to be one of the first cars.
Yep.
Wow. That car looks sharp.
Thank you. I did that all myself. Took forever to do that striping on there.
I bet.
Was that the one you were talking about where you cut the top off it and all that?
Yeah. Yes, it is. Had actually a Vega front end on it. Fiberglass.
Did it?
Yep.
That would be 1979, I believe.
Sounds right.
I'm going to add in this photo that Steven sent me. But while I do that, I'll cut the camera back to you guys because I'm curious. I asked this to Tom before once going through some past photos with him. So I'm curious for Kevin. What's the biggest change to the track for you over the years of racing that made the biggest impact for you for your racing years? What was the biggest change to River City Speedway for yourself?
I think that what you got now, I don't consider a real racetrack. It's dry slick, which these cars nowadays are built specific for that. You notice when it gets tacky, cars, they buck and just like a horse. Or everybody says they're miserable to drive. When I grew up and had the track, you guys had it. I mean, you walk across, your shoes would stick to the track.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Now, I don't think you could get your shoes to stick if you had glue on it.
No, not after a race. We wouldn't.
Completely different. And I don't think I could drive that. I would be spinning in circles and making myself look more of a fool than I normally do. So it's just,
It's a big change.
Give you guys a lot of credit for driving the way you do.
So are the cars the way they're built now, could they drive on a track like we saw 25 years ago?
Well, I think the closest you saw to a racetrack like that would have been that second World Outlaw Sprint Car Show last year when it was ultra tacky, and that was kind of the norm back in the day.
Okay, so I always hear that the sprint cars like it tacky and the late models like it dry slick. I don't know. That's just the assumption I've been under for the last few years.
Well, I think, and I've said this many times, my favorite type of racetrack is where you've got one good groove around the bottom, one good groove around the top, and kind of no man's land in the middle.
Heather says it's because cars don't have leaf springs anymore. Does that have anything to do with it, you think? No? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
All right, I have it queued up here.
Okay. Oh, there we go. Wow.
It was a rough couple of years for everyone. Rough couple of years for everyone. Got a couple of iconic rollovers in 92 and 93 like that. But
That was Kevin Jopp being an idiot that night.
Was it?
Yeah.
What happened?
There was water on the infield of the track, so I go in there next to Tommy, and what do? I hit the water puddle and slid right into his left rear. So we both took a dive. Now, my brother actually worked for Todd at that time.
Yeah, I haul beats for Todd
Yeah.
to this day.
And I think if it wasn't me, my brother would have pounded me in the ground. But
Do you talk to Todd at all anymore? Todd Mack?
I haven't seen him in many years.
Boy,
so.
see, I've been trying to get him on this show forever. And he just, none of the Macs, the only Mac that's ever been on this show is the one I thought in a million years would never come, and that was Donnie.
Donnie, yeah.
Donnie was on the show. It was an awesome show. I wanted him back on again. It just didn't work out. But I'd love to get Todd, Sonny, and everybody else on here too, not to mention the boys. But all right, we got more here, I think.
This is a new one here from 80. Sorry, the year is cutting off just a little bit. By the way, I got the resolution here, but it's 1981.
Okay. I knew it was 81 or 87.
yeah, it's 81.
Yeah, I don't think it's 1901.
This is when the cars are starting to get stuff on the back aerodynamically. So
A lot of fantastic. I can remember Bobby Sagan and those guys having a radiator mounted down on the floor, and then they had fans.
Oh.
They'd start up a little gas engine and run these fans.
Yep.
Wow.
I think at one time he ended up with a snowmobile motor in it.
Is that what he ended up with?
And he had skirting all the way around the bottom of the car with the fan mounted like this, and it was kind of a ground effects type of thing.
Wow.
Technology back then. Everybody tried anything.
Yeah, there were no rules regarding anything like that.
I never had a radiator in the front of this car.
No kidding.
None.
You just have to run it that hot or what?
No, it was
Right up on the side?
No, it was in the very back.
Oh, okay.
Between those wing panels.
Oh, sure.
And then my dad worked at the school at that time, and they took out a bunch of coils in the heaters.
Yep.
They had little fins, so there was two of those tubes along my right side.
Yep.
Going back to the radiator. Well, that car was on so ungodly fast, we went out to Hibbing for an invitational, and the rest of the drivers protested me. They wouldn't let me run.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I love it.
Ed Sanger and those guys said, how can you do that? And they looked the car over, and the promoters from the track came over and said, you know what? If they would have came in with this, they'd have let it run.
Yeah, well, for sure.
Because you're a
100%.
nobody.
Yeah,
and-
you're an outsider.
Yep.
You're a Guggen.
Yeah, they didn't like me beating on them.
So here's another one before we get back to Tommy. Why 22 initially? Kevin.
That's when I started.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah, because I've seen 09, 1, 22, and...
Yeah, then
okay.
I went with the sponsor.
Okay, sure. I'm going to read a couple of texts here while we're looking at these. Scott says they used to have to drive the track in for 2 hours after Steve Litzinger would get done watering it. Josh says, I think my favorite NLRA races at Grand Forks were when we'd get on the track after the World of Outlaws Sprint feature. Track was cleaned up, but you could run anywhere. Dave says, I remember a late model fair race in, I think, 94 or 95. Kevin started at the back in Mel Hayes' number 9 car. It was a terrible dust bowl. He came through the field to third. He could drive on black ice. Well, that's what you said. That's
I
kind of
remember that. I think that was the only time I got to see you run a late model.
No,
Because I was born after you made the switch, so.
he had a good car. No.
All right. And I love that. I just think that's so cool.
Mike and I have just been lucky enough to recreate Roger Cernsky's work and do this for Tommy. It's one of our favorite things we've been involved with. So.
Oh, I bet. Josh says, Sagan's fan car, the snowmobile engine ran full bore to suck the car down to the track, and it was louder than the actual race car engine from what I heard. Canadian friends, good morning. Daryl, good morning, everyone. Great show, guys. That 22 looks like my 75 Camaro. Hopefully see you next Thursday. Cheers. Oh, it'll be great if those guys come up next week. All right, there we go. 7 Up.
This is maybe that Howe car you were
Yes, it
talking
is.
about?
That'd be
That's the
the
one.
5th design car, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, that was a Howl. Okay.
Kind of hard to tell from the picture, but
Yep.
this is wedge era.
I had a Howl
With
for
the-
about
on the back
5
there?
months.
Yeah.
Never got to finish it.
We were following Tommy at that time. Tommy started the wing thing, and if Tommy did it, we had to do it.
So you were kind of the innovator of some of this stuff, or what?
Well, I paid attention to a lot of newspapers and magazines and
Yeah.
what was going on in the East Coast and in the South. That's kind of where I got the ideas.
Sure. And then pretty soon everybody's copying you.
Well, yeah, until they outlawed it all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Till that damn thing called a rule book came around.
So is that a thing about, so 84, 85, a lot of wedge looking cars, and then 86, they start looking the way we see them now. So was there something put in the book?
Well,
Specifically to
that's when
change
they
that?
all started to follow the UMP style body rules.
Okay.
So, you know, you look back at a lot of this stuff back in those days. There was a lot of things that were built in the garage.
Mhm. Oh, sure.
You know, there
Yep.
was a lot of ingenuity that came right out of the garage that you didn't buy. So you could do a lot of different things.
Yep. So when you guys would show up at the track then, did you just put a blanket over your damn car so nobody could look at it? Because now you'll see guys, they cover up their wheels, they cover up their front spoiler, and they cover up everything because they don't want people looking at it. Back then, did anybody even care?
We couldn't have cared less back
Yeah,
then.
yeah.
So,
Sunkist, how do you get a sponsor like Sunkist?
I actually worked at Coke back then.
Oh, okay. There you go. All right. So you got some co-op money in there, which makes a huge difference. Yep.
They kind of changed drinks on you a couple of times. Went from 7-Up to Sunkist to Coke. Was it just one of the things to move more product to one of the brands more than the other? Or?
Whoever gave them money from the companies themselves.
Okay.
Yep. I used to play softball back in my hometown, and we were sponsored by the beverage company. And we went from Bud to Bud Light to to Stroh's to Busch Light. And it was whatever, it was whatever co-op money was available and what they were trying to push. But, man, I love that. Replying to Dave Rosendahl, I'll have to send you a pic, but my dad used them for years in the mod, and I inherited them when I bought the car from him. The 180 headers. Ask Kevin if that car had 180 headers.
I don't remember. Do you, Tom?
you know, I don't think I ever had a set of 180-degree headers, but a lot of the Hall cars did.
I think I
So,
did.
Yeah.
I don't know if that one did, though, because we were trying to save weight.
When they say 180 headers, what does that mean?
Well, they wrapped around the back of the engine just behind the distributor and shot out the right side.
180 degrees? Is that what that would be? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I just,
Somebody wants Tommy to tell the gopher story on that car. Is there a gopher?
Like the Gopher 50
I
or
think that-
Oh, no,
Gopher
Tommy.
the animal?
Tommy, tell the gopher story on this car. I don't know which car that would have been.
Is the one on screen now here? Maybe, or?
no, was it the Sunkist car? Was that the custom car? Or was
That was a custom car.
Okay, yeah.
You would have
Yeah,
done
that would have been the car that I drove down in
Oh, okay.
Oh,
okay.
oh,
I thought
okay.
you meant like you had a damn gopher living in there or
no,
something.
No, that would have been the car I drove
Okay.
in Otana.
if Tommy,
I had a feeling it was Gopher 50, not the
Yeah.
animal.
yeah, if Tommy and my brother would have hooked up at the time Tom drove that car, racing would be completely different.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because
Oh, yeah.
Tommy was a better driver. He understood that car better than I did.
Yeah.
It had an open rear end like a sprint car, and he noticed that. He could hear it. It bothered him driving it.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
You could feel it.
Yeah, see, I couldn't.
Yeah.
I'm just, 'cause I didn't want to do that anymore. I wanted to be in a sprint car.
So you have a sensitive ass?
For many, many years, I didn't put a cushion in the seats.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Right on the aluminum?
Yep.
Oh, man. Okay.
Or the fiberglass.
Or the
before
fiber.
that.
Yeah, fiber. Oh, wow.
Was
yeah.
that on purpose to feel the car better? Or?
Yeah.
Sure. That makes sense.
That's like putting in earplugs. Who can drive with earplugs? Gio?
Well, now you're forced to run
With
the
race
Yeah.
saver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
See, that's like mowing. When I'm out mowing, it takes me hours to mow mine. I can't put headphones on or a Walkman because I'm afraid I'm going to not hear the motor right or something that could be wrong and I'm not going to hear it. I'm not one of those guys. I can't do it.
I run that tractor all winter long and moving snow, and I've got to have the headphones on. Otherwise, you get such a Christly headache and a buzz. in your
Oh,
ears.
yeah. Yeah. See, I'll listen to the radio, but I won't. I still need to hear what's going on out there. But that's probably why I'm half deaf right now, too. Okay. Another classic.
That would have been Mike Balkin and I back there.
Mike in the background. Yep.
Oh, sure. Sure.
That was a car. That was a progressive chassis from Bobby Sagan and Rick Auckland down in Fargo.
Did you have a favorite chassis brand in your career? Because I'm sure you've had numerous.
Not particularly chassis brands, but I've had some favorite cars.
Okay. What about gloves? Did you guys wear gloves when you were racing?
Yep.
It says Nolan hates racing with gloves on. He said he can't feel the track. I know people like that too, but now it's kind of a safety thing, I think, isn't it? More or less.
That really don't make sense to me.
What
Feeling
safety?
the track through your hands.
Well, if you can feel it through your butt.
That's where you feel it.
Yeah, yeah.
And to feel it, you only use that feeling when you get in, starting the corner. Mm-hmm. After that, it's your foot and your butt.
Sure.
Right, Tom? Am I
And I
wrong?
suppose everybody's a little different, but yeah.
I agree. And these days, especially with the late model cars, the only reason you wear gloves is for fire.
Right,
I
right.
mean, the way the cockpit is built, your hands are underneath a screen or a plexiglass shield.
Yeah, it's not like
No,
'cause
you're
you
not
don't.
getting pelted anymore.
Yeah, and it's not like you don't want to get calluses.
Yeah.
Listening from Grafton, we loved watching Kevin slinging his sprint around the track. All right, and now you changed to Coke.
Yep.
Wow, these are some. I just love these old pictures.
I believe that was a custom car also, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's still the big tires.
Now you talk about wings. That looks like that comes out of some Avatar movie or something. I mean, it just that's crazy.
That car was brutally fast.
Now, did you build that all just on your own, that wing, or was that bought or purchased like that, or?
That car originally came from Rick Auckland. I got it as kind of a box of parts type of deal.
Okay.
It was stripped down so that I took other stuff I had to put on it to finish it.
Yep.
So,
And was the wing parts there, or did you put that on yourself?
well, I knew that they'd been on it prior to that.
Okay.
Because I had actually seen that car race in 1983 in Ada at the fair.
Yep.
So,
Because I'm wondering, what do you do? Go to a hockey rink and try to find a bunch of plexiglass, or how did these things ever first come about? Because that's a lot of plexiglass.
plexiglass was reasonable back then.
Yeah, now it's ridiculous. Yeah, no kidding. Carrie's tuning in from New Hampshire. Love T1.
My daughter.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Round of applause there. Wedge car, bring them back. What do you think? Should they bring back the wedge car? Would you ever drive one?
You know, I'd love to try it again today with the technology we have in comparison to what it was, but no, I don't think you could ever bring them back.
Yeah.
They're great on the vintage or nostalgia circuit, but
Sure.
they're not feasible.
Right. And now we move to a sprint car.
First sprint car here.
Yep.
Miller in the background. Actually, you guys were rookies the same year. 87.
Oh, wow. 1987, man. All right, I like this picture here.
I thought about throwing this one in too. This is 88.
So that's... I can't see the number on that last
This
one.
is Kevin's second year. Lonnie Slaybot, who was outside
Yep.
in the 32, and that's Mike Dobmeyer. in the
Mike
13.
Dobmeyer, yep.
Was that the Swindell car?
It is
I'm going to say yeah.
It is a Challenger.
Yeah, I'm going to say it was. That is. There again, that was a small motored car. You didn't need all the power.
Yeah.
You just
That guys look like you're almost lining up for a photograph almost there. What a great capture.
That's a good shot. That's a good picture.
I knew they were taking it. That's why my head turned towards me.
Yeah, yeah, right.
2020.
Yep, 2020.
Wow. I remember that night well. I really do.
Was that your first race you won of that year?
That was the only race I won that year, but that's the race that that put me winning features in 6 decades.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
And then you had the Cody Holte memorial thing there up there. And yeah, I remember that
was,
well.
COVID year.
Okay.
Yeah, those are the nights I love when I'm up there in the microphone. I love those nights. Another great picture. Look at how the sprint cars have changed since then.
I love the old Challenger hood.
Yeah, it's different, isn't it?
Yeah, they were nice.
So you went black number 1 if it's a Sammy car, so it's kind of a Sammy
Actually,
theme, or?
No, I always wanted black.
Oh, okay.
I like black.
How'd you ever get National Transmission out of Thief River to sponsor you? Because that's what I call my hometown is Thief River, but...
I knew Gary for a long time.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. So we hooked up.
98?
That's actually the same car. And somebody, I'm not saying who, but he decided to weld down tubes on it because that was the hot ticket. And I went out, it was either first night or second night with it, and I rolled it over because without the bars on, the car anchored to the left.
Oh, sure.
Put the bars on it, threw the car to the right, and I flopped that thing over so hard.
Oh,
So
God.
I took it home and took the hacksaw and the grinder and cut the bars off and went back to being a regular Challenger car.
Wow.
But that's how you learn.
Yep,
It's
right.
Just like the car bought from Sammy Swindell. We got it home on a Thursday night and racing Friday. So we worked pretty much all night putting the motor together, putting it in the car. We started it at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And it wasn't until we got almost to East Grand Forks we said, we never noticed what bars were in the car.
Oh, boy.
No clue.
Yeah.
Was it was a little late now. We're going to have to run it.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't know anything about reverse split or any of that crap, you know. So we go out there and that thing is so ungodly fast. I took it off the end of 3 and 4. Thought I was going to destroy it. So we ended up doing pretty good that night. Took it home, and that's when we took the bars out the next day. And here you had a 1.50 inch left rear, 1.25 inch right rear, and a reverse on the front. And we never did change it after that.
Wow.
And that's we run it soft. It didn't it would tip over, but you run it hard. Yeah, it was.
Tim Kennedy says, like the older late models by far. Another great picture.
92 or 3. I don't.
It says 93 on the winner board.
Oh, sure. God, you got good eyes.
Well, from here, it's not doing.
He's got
so
young
bad,
eyes. There you go. He's got young eyes.
That would've
Did
been-
Roger do that car too?
Yep, Roger did that car. That would have been the first year I had the wagon wheel for a sponsor. So.
Oh, sure, sure. All right.
I think Roger done everybody's car back in the day.
Oh yeah, most
Yep. And then was it the Frog out of Fargo?
Yep. Super Frog.
Super Frog. Yep. So I can remember that, but I can't remember what I had for breakfast. So.
Yeah, again, I blame that on the 80s. Another great picture. Now, where is this? Is this River Cities in the back there?
That is off turn 2.
Turn two, yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
The old fence and
Yeah, yeah.
There's a lot of times someone will try and catch me on a gotcha moment on the Red River Valley history page that we have there, and the River Cities with trees in the background. It's changed a lot.
Yeah, it looks like a dang, it almost looks like a pasture back there.
Yeah.
well, you exited the track off the backstretch at that time. Mm-hmm. So
Oh, yep, 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 yep.
Entered and
Entered
exited
and
both.
exit.
Yeah.
Yep, that's right.
I had to throw that one in.
Yeah, that's a great picture.
Not from where I was sitting. That was one of the cars that actually hurt the most. When
Really?
it landed,
Yep,
you know, they talk about all these accidents nowadays of breaking their back.
yep.
That should have broke mine.
Really?
Because the car went off the corner, landed perfectly flat. The frame hit the ground first.
Yep.
I thought everything came through my backside. That was
Landed on the wheels.
right.
Yeah, and they're the wrecks that don't look bad at all.
Right.
You know, compared to a regular sprint car. I've seen sprint car wrecks where guys get out of there like no big deal, and then you see a wreck and it's like, pfft, and they can't walk.
Right.
It's just the wildest thing because there's so many more vertebrae injuries these days, and looking at you and Tim here with half of the seat. Like the seat only goes up to your shoulder blades back then, you know? So,
They're making them too stiff nowadays.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
yeah.
I see they're building a mount now that's got some cushion to it for the seat.
Yeah.
Almost kind of looks like your bump stop a little bit in a
It
way,
does,
right?
yeah.
Oh, sure.
So-
Okay. It needs to be something needs to be done.
yeah,
I
I've
mean,
never seen what they're called, or I've just seen pictures of them. So.
I mean, even locally, the guys that I know that ended up with broken backs and stuff, the wrecks didn't look that bad. I mean,
Marks, for example.
Mark's looked like just a regular, no big deal.
Regular
I mean,
deal, huh?
for the wrecks I've seen him get in, compared to that one, oofed up.
You know, outside of the new containment seats, keeping your shoulders and arms in a little more, I don't know that they're any safer for something like that than the old standard bucket type
Sure,
seat used
sure.
to be. You know, we've done a lot of things to prevent a lot of injuries, and I think sometimes a lot of that gets to be a knee jerk thing.
Yeah. Yep. Right.
So-
Right. I agree with you.
Do you run the Hans device, Tom? No.
I was just thinking that.
No,
Yeah.
I've tried it.
No. I wouldn't run it either.
Yeah,
There's
I
no
don't care for
movement.
it.
You can't do
No.
whatever.
If you were in a sprint car now, would you run it? Would you wear one? Okay.
I've got a story for off air.
Okay.
About a Hans device later on.
Okay.
That's 30 years.
Yeah, well, that'd be the second year in that car.
Okay.
Yeah, the first year it had different sponsorship on the quarter panels. That would have been the, if not the first, second year that Shane Romling sponsored me.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Well, how many years did you hang on to your car? What was the longest year you ever ran a car?
Ooh, I think the longest I've ever held is 4 or 5 years.
That was it.
Yeah, so
Okay, that's about mine too.
I like this. Dan Wisco says we could listen to the legends tell their stories all day. We just scratched the surface. Might have to adjust the age range on the audience for some of them, including me, and I'm old.
This is 89. Is that still is that still that Challenger or?
Yes.
Okay.
that was the year I drove it. Did you see the autograph on the picture?
I did not.
Oh, did it have your name on it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Can
cool.
you go back one, Dale?
I did not see that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. How about that? Oh, that's good stuff.
Yeah. So big change there to the yellow for. I think I messed that up. I think that's. Well, no. Was that 91 or 92? The yellow car. But in any case, yeah, yellow, a big change for you.
Yep. Well, everybody was complaining you can't see your car when you're tipped over.
Oh, right.
I tried not to tip it over.
When you're
but-
tipped over. Heather says, Brad from Velocita explained it very well. The Hans device is designed to take the energy away from the C1 through C4. It will cause injury to another part of the body, but it's designed to keep you alive. Oh, that makes sense.
If you're worried about that, you shouldn't be racing.
Right. I don't know. I think I'd rather be dead than alive and not be able to use any of my limbs.
Yep.
Well, I guess I kind of look at the law average or the averages and all the crashes that happen throughout a season.
Yep.
So
See,
yeah, there's always going to be that one.
right. And I'm a firm believer in Murphy's Law. For me, if it can go wrong, it's going to. That's just the way it is in my life, and I don't way.
So Mike threw these two together last year. Same corners. Well, not the same track, same location.
No, not
But-
by the smoke rolling off the tires.
But yeah, 45 years apart at Red River Valley, now Fix It Forward Speedway.
Oh, sure. Okay, I didn't realize that was Fargo.
Yep. You going in the Hall of Fame there, Kevin?
Oh, well, I was dressed for the occasion, wasn't I?
You like that hat? You used to wear that hat all the time.
I got two of them out in the truck right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
And of course, we got Jim Corcoran and Pat Mooney, and,
Yep.
and then
And that
Mr.
was
Roberts
one of my
over there.
favorite times because here I am helping, induct two of the greatest announcers ever into the Hall of Fame. Pat Mooney was my freaking idol when I first got into the business. Man, there's nobody better. In my opinion, I still think he's the best. But
Yep.
another great picture.
We've been fortunate to have good announcers out here.
Yeah, yeah. Well, as long as hopefully you're not just saying that to keep me happy, but
No.
I really think it has to do with how much you do like what you're doing.
Yep.
And I love it. I mean, I love it. I love calling hockey games too, but I don't have to get into a cold ass car at 10 o'clock at night and drive home after a race, a car race. I can wear my shorts, and I have so much, and the people, it's just the whole thing. But
Everybody has a different style too, I guess. You go back over this, and I'm kind of the type. I like the minimalist type announcer.
Yep.
I think prior to you, Bob Hultgren was phenomenal.
Yep. I do. I agree with you.
He
Bob's
was just to me, he doesn't get enough credit.
Yep. And yeah, you can. It gets to the point where it's like, shut up.
Yeah.
You don't need to talk that much. And I try not to. For one thing, you're saying 8 billion words in a night, and sometimes it's nice. I don't like to hear myself talk either.
I even get that way watching these races on stream, whether it be Dirt Vision or
Yep.
Lucas, or sometimes it's just too much.
Yep.
So.
Yep. I agree.
I was debating which 96 I was going to use there, but I had to put McGruff the crime dog in there.
That's cool.
I had to do it.
I like that.
You ended up winning the NOSA title that year.
Yes, I did.
Well,
In all reality, it should have went to Dobmeyer,
really?
his dad, But Mike didn't realize the engine in that car was, in my feelings, a boat anchor. It might have had a Gertie name on it, but it was the biggest boat anchor I ever drove in my life.
Wow.
I'm sorry to say that, Gertie, but you built a doozer there.
Yeah.
Cedar Lake or big track, it shined.
Yeah.
Grand Forks wouldn't get out of its way. Green flag came out on a restart. There was like 3 laps left, and I'm waiting for Mike to go around me. Just go. And he ends up tapping me, getting me going. I'm going, okay, fine. So I managed to go around and win the championship.
Wow.
I'm going, no, Mike. And I asked him, I said, how come you didn't go around me? Well, I thought you were going to take off. I said, it wouldn't. I said, I had it to the floor long before you guys bothered me. So that was, I have to thank Mike for that.
Yeah, no kidding, man.
But the motor was out of that car just about every week.
All right, this is
McGruff, our former sheriff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
now. This was in the Grand Forks Herald. What year was that? This was
92?
92.
So the caption at the bottom there says 91 Fall Classic. But
Okay.
I think that was the one that Dave was talking about earlier, so I threw it in.
Okay. Oh yeah, this isn't the one I was looking at either. But okay,
These are some cool programs. When did they stop doing these style?
about 10 years ago we stopped with the programs. I
yeah.
think.
2005 was the last of this kind of.
Oh, wow.
And then it kind of went. They did the weekly. The yearbook was still kind of it was new weekly through
Yeah.
09, and then it became a yearbook for like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, and then it was just a sheet of paper with your points.
And now we haven't
for a
had
while.
one for about 10 years. So.
Yeah.
That's the rest of them. I think I might have missed a few putting these all together, but just a big thank you to John, Steven, Ryan Fladen for sending the photos here. This is a great trip down memory lane.
I don't know. Did we show the one where it was promoting the grudge match? And before we wrap up this show,
I'll find it here and get it going. You may just need to give me a
Okay,
minute here.
Sure. Before
Yeah, we can't end this without talking about that.
yes. How did this? Because when this, I never knew about it. And somebody said, you got to get these guys on and talk about the grudge race, the grudge match. And I'm like, what? And then I started thinking, well, was this a sprint car against the late model or and how the hell? And did they hate each other or what was the deal? But, okay.
1985, we ran first and second together the entire year. You guys had a lot of motor troubles that year.
Yes, we did. Yep.
And we got down to the last night of the year. And anyway, prior to that, a woman had put up money.
Mm-hmm.
And it was originally was supposed to be winner take all. Well, we made an agreement between ourselves that we were going to split it one way or the other.
Sure, sure.
I think we went 6-4, whatever it was. And we ran 3, were they 6-lap races?
I didn't think there were that many 4-lap, I think.
May have been 3 4-lap races.
Yep.
Well, Kevin won it.
Okay.
And it was unfortunately for me, I tore the car up in the heat race.
Oh.
And we just got to patch it together a little bit so that we could race it because we both wanted to do that deal. And it's funny because Kevin Pappenfuss just sent me a picture that I presented to that woman that I mailed to her.
Oh, wow.
And I don't know if she is still with us or not, but I'd sent a picture after that, just thanking her for that.
Yeah.
So, and I just got that back this, I think, last fall.
Man,
I never knew who it was.
Yeah.
that is good stuff. $1,000 back then is a lot of money to win a race too.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, holy.
It's only a step off.
Oop, there we
It's
go.
only a step off what we get now.
Yeah.
Weekly.
Yeah.
You know.
Man,
I was thinking that when I was thinking back about the about that picture and about the race, like for 40 years ago, and
We don't want to get
know,
into talking
so-
about payoffs versus.
yeah, no, we'll do that on a different show.
Yeah.
Before we wrap it up, who helped you along the way, Kevin?
So many people I don't remember. Mm-hmm. Dahlstrom's was a big help to me along the way. My brother, unreal. He helped a lot of people, family members, little sponsors all the way along, hometown people that knew us from our businesses we had.
Sure.
So I can't pinpoint one specific. Oh, Gary Holken used to build our engines. I mean, back then he experimented a lot and using his drag racing technology, and that
Sure.
don't work in circle tracking. We found that out
Yeah.
the hard way.
Yep.
But yeah, and then like I say, Tom Corcoran, you had questions, go talk to Tom.
Yeah.
He'd tell you.
Heard that from a lot of guys over the
Yeah.
years.
And
I'd rather get guys faster than have them in the way.
that's right.
Oh, that's a good way to think about it and to look at it.
Stephen was a hotbed of racing back in the day, too.
Yeah.
I mean, there was
It
a lot
was.
of guys in that area that raced.
Yep.
So,
It's kind of like Harwood. It's just
Yep.
one of those towns. It's
Yep.
like something in the water or
well,
something.
I mean, you got to remember we had Hallock to race weekly on a Sunday night.
Yep.
And, you know, we had fair races at Warren.
Yep.
And Grand Forks was just that, a step away.
Mm-hmm.
So,
You think back when I watched you, there was Clayton Shea and Chucker,
Yep.
Benson, and Sterling Hogard,
yep.
the guys from Hallock, and the guys come down from Canada to Hallock. There was
Yep.
just a ton of Canadians coming
Yep.
down.
Yeah.
And, but I was like watching Tommy.
It was a lot of, everybody asks, do you still have fun? Well, we still have fun, but it's not like it used to be.
No.
You know, we were in a different era of time.
Exactly.
And
Yep.
it
Things
was,
were different.
Yeah, definitely.
Things were different.
I do have a follow up here. Just if you guys could do a grudge match nowadays, and if you could have one car from a past year to go at it, and that car was in the best shape possible, which year car would you guys go at it? And if you were to have one more go at a duel today,
Oh, God, I'd do the same car.
Yeah.
You
Would ya?
know,
Yep. The same cars you guys raced then.
I think we both had pretty darn good cars back in that time. So,
Okay. Who helped you along the way before we wrap things up here? I know you've got a
Oh, God,
list.
I've sponsor-wise, of course, D&B's been on my cars
Forever.
forever. Shane over at Forks Finest has been on my cars for many, many years. Now I picked up a sponsor that I had back in 1989 with Langdon Implements back on my car. this
Wow.
year.
Wow.
Awesome.
Willie's out in Larimore helps me a lot. And, crew guys, well, it's been a long time since I've had any crew.
Yeah, it's just you.
But I've had some great guys over the years, even if they weren't mechanically real savvy.
Yep,
They were
yep.
great guys to travel with. And
Good guys to have around.
yeah,
Yep.
extra set of hands never hurts. So,
Wow.
Did Steve Nyberg ever help you?
nope.
He helped everybody.
Yep.
He must have missed you.
Yeah, yeah.
He figured you didn't need it. You're good enough.
Probably. Yeah.
Dave says, great show. Thanks to KJ, T1, and the best source crew for this one. This has been my pleasure, this one. This has been on my list, and I've been looking at this on the schedule now since we got it booked, and I've just been keyed up about this. The only thing is I wish I didn't have to go to work again this afternoon because I would have been drinking some bush lattes, but that's for another show, right?
So, Tommy, Kevin says her daughter gave him the picture.
Okay.
So, yeah. No, there's Lane. We were talking about yesterday there, Lane.
Oh, yeah.
Always a pleasure to race the T1.
Jason Olson, Kevin is a legend up here in Marshall County. Never had the privilege of meeting him yet. Would love to have him over to our shop and give Weston some pointers. Great show with some legends in our sport. Thanks for making racing what it is today. Awesome show, Timmy Schwantz. Weston Olson's the new kid on the block now with the sprint cars. He won the first race this year.
In Minot.
I heard I don't think he's going to be here tomorrow night.
Gonna miss tomorrow night. Yep.
Going to be playing baseball. The kid's still in high school. He's an athlete, so good for him. Good for him. Linnell Jopp, awesome show. What makes the show so good, everybody, and you all know this, it's the guys like him. It's the guys like him. And it's the guys like him. And if I could get a camera pointing over to Dale, the producer, I would do that too. They all
We'll just
make
give him
this
a heck
show.
yeah.
Heck yeah. Well, there you go for Dale. I want to thank you guys for coming. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's not going to be the last time you're going to be on the show. I'm going to be dragging your butts in here again sometime soon. Are you ready to go for tomorrow night?
Yeah.
Okay.
For the most part, yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah.
And you don't ever go anymore except for, what's the last time you were there? Hall of Fame?
Yeah, I believe so.
Wow. Would you ever come up if I invited you?
Put me in a car.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. You got to talk to... You're talking to the wrong guy.
Didn't you give Soblitz a little hand there for...
You're right. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 or 3 weeks I helped him out. And
Oh, okay.
yeah, it was just too much. It's like, thinking back to my days, that's like giving me a beer back then and saying, just hold on to it. Don't
Yeah,
drink
right.
it. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, that's...
I smell the exhaust, and
Yeah.
hear the noise, and it's like, I got to have that.
Yep.
That's,
Just like a dog going right back to the bone.
that's it.
All right, we're going to wrap this up. Again, I want to thank everybody. Don't forget River Cities Speedway tomorrow. A lot of the tracks are starting this weekend. So hopefully we will see you at one of these tracks. Again, that's going to be a wrap. Dirty Thursday brought to you by River Cities Speedway and Rumors Sports Bar and Casino. You know what a great place to go watch a race. Got TVs everywhere. In fact, wall-to-wall TVs. UND Sports, favorite teams on TV. Got buses to UND Sports, all the big name concerts. While you're in there, get yourself some grub. They have got some great lunch and dinner specials. While you're there, too, you can play bingo. Try your luck with charitable gaming. Bet on the horses. Got room for parties. Got the world-famous beer tower. DJ Trivia Night every Monday. Initials game every second Tuesday. Rumor Sports Bar Casino. They are right here in the Midtown District Mall. They're open 7 days a week, 11 a.m. to 2 a.m. And that is going to be a wrap for us. We're still debating. I think we might take tomorrow off. Anyway, we'll see. Have a great remainder of the day, everybody. Remember to like, share, tag, and follow us on your favorite app. Hit that notification bell on your smartphone. You never miss a show that way. It dings every time we go on the air. Pretty cool deal. We love the Forks. We're Grand Forks' best source. We're giving the Forks their identity back.